We are all so blessed and fortunate to see wonderful devotees like all of you. I see Karthik Prabhu, and some don't want to show their face. They are too shy to show their face. Please don't be shy. Please show your lotus faces. So I see Karthik Prabhu, Meena Mataji, Sudhir Prabhu, and Krishna playing in the background, and Nayan Prabhu, and Kashish Mataji, Vaswati Mataji, and Vipul Prabhu, Nikant Prabhu, and Puna Mataji, and Umesh Prabhu from Tallahassee. Oh, Rabindra Prabhu. Wow. Sundari Priya Mataji also joined all the way from Salt Lake City, Utah. It looks like you're traveling somewhere. Or I hope you're not driving. Okay. And today I really want to welcome everyone, but I want to welcome a very special person. And her name is Cassie Mataji. And guess what? Where does she live? She lives in Tampa or St. Petersburg. And she has been following the path of Bhakti Yoga since the last 2 years. She has been like a hidden jewel in Tampa. You want to share, Hari Bol to everyone, or just say us a few words? You have to unmute yourself, and if you would like to speak.
Haribol, Hare Krishna. So very blessed to have this association and to meet you all virtually online. So very blessed and excited for today's conversation. Thank you so much. Many blessings. Thank you.
Haribo!
Haribo!
We are
Haribo!
blessed to have your association, Mataji.
If you all are really, really happy to have her on the program, then you have to loudly and clearly say 3 times, Hari Bol!
Hari Bol! Hari Bol! Hari Bol!
Neera is most enthusiastic actually to welcome Kessi Mataji. So Mataji has been following, the process of Bhakti Yoga since over 2 years, 2.5 years, and has been to retreats with Bhakti Center in New York, has been to Govardhan Eco Village, retreats with His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj, has personally spoken on a few instances, and is aspiring from Maharaj, chanting, the holy names and following all the processes of Bhakti Yoga. So we never knew her until a few days back, or yesterday actually. And hopefully we'll meet soon in our physical programs as well. But until then, we can have these programs. Thank you again from the bottom of our hearts for joining and blessing us with your association. So, Rakesh Prabhu has also joined, Kuldeep Prabhu, Bankim Prabhu, Radha Konda Mataji, thank you for joining. And who is Hare Krishna? Who is Hare Krishna?
Probably Krishna himself.
The Mr. or Miss, I don't know. Okay, so welcome Hare Krishna Prabhuji or Mataji. So thank you everyone. It is such a great fortune to be with devotees, even though we can't be physically together to meet, but nonetheless we are trying to use this mediums to associate with devotees, to do kirtan, to remember Krishna. What could be a bigger blessing in our lives? There's nothing more, and nothing more, because the topmost jewel, the topmost thing is the process of bhakti. And today we will talk about Purushottama Maas, the best amongst the Purush means human, and the best amongst the humans, Uttama means topmost, is who? Who is the topmost Purusha? Lord Krishna. Very nice. So we will talk about this month, which is starting from October 17th, what is this month? What is the significance? Why is this month present? When does it come? How frequent does it come? What should we do? What should we not do? Who all want to hear all that? If you want to really hear, you can say Haribol.
Haribol. Haribol.
Haribo.
Hare
Bol.
It's awesome. All of your enthusiasm is so contagious. I'm feeling so enthusiastic. So before we start, you'll chant the auspicious prayers called Mangalacharan to invoke blessings and auspiciousness so that we can delve into this topic of Purushottama month. Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tham Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarini Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langyate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Shridina Karanam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaya Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha Namo Pankajanabhaya Nama Pankajamaline Nama Pankajanetraya Namaste Pankajangriye. Hare Krishna, dear Vaishnavas and friends, I'm so fortunate and blessed to be in this company of wonderful devotees. It is said in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Sadhunam samachittanam sutaram matkritatmanam darshanam na bhaved bando pumso akshino savitur yatha. That sadhunam, when we take the association of devotees, all the darkness from the heart, the ignorance, the mala, this month is also called malamas, or what used to be called as malamas, all the mala is gone. As the analogy is given, when the sun rises, all the darkness is dissipated. There is no darkness. Similarly, when one gets in the association of devotees, all the darkness, all the ignorance in one's life is completely gone. So I feel so blessed and fortunate to be in the company of devotees and to get an opportunity, a chance to purify myself by speaking about the glories of this Purushottama mantra. So I would like to seek all of your blessings and prayers, because this is not mine. This belongs to Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. I'm just trying to repeat. So that I can properly repeat the message of Guru and Sadhu Shastra, I need the blessings of all of you wonderful Vaishnavas, so that I do not add or subtract anything and just become a via medium and be a puppet in the hands of the spiritual masters in the hands of Srila Prabhupada Parampara. So I offer my hundreds and thousands of obeisance at your lotus feet. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. So this month is very, very important, very, very important, hundreds and hundreds of times more important, thousands of times more important than any other month. And in the middle also, I'll share some of the slides and stuff for those who like to kind of see visually also. It is said that even it is more important than the Kartik Mas, which is going to be the following month. And for someone who feels, well, these ISKCON devotees, they say every month is important. When Kartik will come, they'll say Kartik is important. When Magh will come, they'll say Magh Mas is important. When Bhadra will come, they'll say Bhadra Purnima is important. When Narshing Jayanti will come, this is more important. When Holi will come, this is more important. This is actually the transcendental arrangement of the Supreme Lord, that he has put his festivals, his special dates like Ekadashi, Janamashtami, Gaur Purnima, Lord Narsingha's appearance day, etc., so that foolish people like myself, who have no interest towards following the path of bhakti, they can somehow be inspired. Krishna is so merciful that he is trying to attract us through multiple ways, by giving these special dates, by giving these special months, by giving these special opportunities for us to be attracted on the path of Krishna consciousness. So this is no ati ukti. Ati means too much. So if someone is glorifying Purushottama Maas and others feel, well, it is, they're just saying for the sake of saying. It is absolutely not like that. And if anyone thinks that it is an exaggeration, it is not the real fact, then basically that person, it is said, that goes to Raurava Narka. On the contrary, one who follows this month, one who properly follows this month, and we will study what is meant by following this month, one who does that, that person will go back home, back to Godhead. What to speak of following this month? Even one who hears about the glories of this month, which we will be talking. So one who speaks, one who hears with an attentive heart, with faith, with devotion, that person will also be the recipient of back home, back to Godhead. So the first Shruti I'm sharing before the class, which will give us an impetus to hear the class more attentively. And in the, during the discussion, or if you have any questions, feel free to ask as well. So let's begin our discussion about this month, which is known as Purushottama month. So this month comes in almost 2 years and 8 months. Now, why is this? This is also known as Adhika Mas. Adhik means extra. So in 2016, I remember I was in Rochester, and this month came in July, and I was in my college. So July 2016 it came. Around then it came in May 2018. And then now it's in September or 17 onwards. So September 17 to October 16. Now the question may come, why is this month coming? So for that, we have to understand a little bit of astronomy. So there are two types of calendars. Vedic calendar is lunar based, and the lunar based calendar has 29.5 days. So if you multiply that with 12, that will make it 354 days. Now the solar calendar has 365 days, each month about 30 or 31 days long. So 12 times that is 365 days. So there is a difference of 11 days. So after every about 2.5 years or so, an extra month, an Adhik Mas of 30 days is added which is 2 years, 8 months, and after 2 years, 8 months, and 16 days, this extra month will come. And it can come in May, it can come in July, it can come in September. Whenever this 2 years, 8 months, and 16 days period is over. So it can come in the middle of any months. Now one may say, well, why do we add? So if we don't add, then imagine after a few years or decades, Kartik will generally comes in October and November. After maybe 10, 20 years, it will come in April, because the lunar calculations will keep shifting. And the Holi will come in winters, which generally comes in the summer months. So any questions about that? This is a little technical. The main thing is lunar calendar has 354 days. Solar calendar has 365 days. There's a difference of 11 days. So after 2.5 years approximately, this month comes. This is called Adhika Mas. Adhik means extra. So that extra month is added at that time. Okay. So why is it added? So the seasons don't shift, the festivals don't shift, everything, remains intact. It was this extra month when Lord Nrsimhadev also appeared, because Hiranyakashipu was quite smart. We have recently read in the Canto 7 of Srimad Bhagavatam that he had taken multiple vows, that I don't want to be killed in day, not in the night, not in the air, not in the water, not up, not down, not with astra, not with shastra, not inside, not outside, not with a man, not with an animal. And he also said, not in any of the months. Okay, but Krishna is the trickerer or the cheat amongst the cheater. If we think that we can cheat Krishna or we can trick Krishna, we're just giving a good laugh to Krishna. So Lord Nrsimhadev appeared in this 13th month in the form of half lion, half man, killed him in the transition of the day and night, in the middle of the door, not inside, not outside, not with any weapon. So he killed him with his divine nails. So that's our supreme beloved Lord Nrsimhadev. So when did he appear? He appeared in this month, which is called Adhika Mas. Now, from the Karma Kanda perspective, this month is also called as Malamas. Mala means dirt. The literal meaning is stool or impurities. So from a ritualistic perspective, there is no good auspicious time. There are no marriages happening in this time. There are no auspicious events, opening new things, new ventures, etc. There is no auspicious time. So it's not good for sense gratification for sure. So what happened, since there is nothing good, it's full of dirt, all the days are inauspicious, the people named it Malmas. Mala means Vishta or stool. It's considered very, very inauspicious because the sun, based on the planetary positions, is not in a favorable situation. And as we know that every month has a presiding deity, like Vishakha for Vishakha Mas, Chaitra Mas, Chitra, Magha, Karika, etc. Every month has a presiding deity. Every day has a presiding deity, like Soma, Somvar, Monday, Buddha, Budhvar, Wednesday, Shukra, Shukravar, Friday, etc. So it's very, very deep science, not going in all the details. So the Devi, the demigoddess for Malamas, was very, very upset. Why? Who would tell the reason why she was upset? Anyone?
Everybody were mistreating her, stating that, you're not auspicious.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Very nice.
Because she did this month didn't have any deity or as you said, the deities to worship.
Yeah, there was no auspicious dates. How would we call anyone to be said, oh, Malmas Devi? So her month was said to be as Malamas. No one would like to be addressed or the presiding deity of Malama. So there was no good things happening, and everyone was kind of criticizing, etc. So as a result, she was very, very unhappy or dukhi. She started crying that people are treating me like stool, like Mala, Vishtha. No one is giving proper respect to me. Everyone is criticizing. I want to commit suicide because what's the purpose of my existence? Then she went to Lord Brahma. Brahmaji took her to Lord Vishnu, and Lord Vishnu took her to Lord Krishna in Goloka Vrindavan. This is another example which shows that Lord Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And there have been multiple instances where Lord Vishnu wants to see Lord Krishna in his dham, Goloka Vrindavan. So it's a very, very important lesson that no matter whatever desires we have, we must take shelter of Krishna. Because Krishna says, I will fulfill all your desires. Akama sarva kamo va moksha kama udharadi tivrena bhakti yogena yajate purusham param. Akama, no desires. Moksha kama, desires for liberation. Akama sarva kama, all desires. I want wealth, I want name, fame, recognition, beauty, car, business, this, that. Or no desires, or desire for liberation. In all situations, one must approach Krishna tivrena bhakti yogena yajate purusham param, param purusha, Purushottama. It's the same meaning kind of, param purusha or Purushottama. So Krishna says that in Bhagavatam 2nd canto. So when one approaches Krishna, goes back home, back to Godhead, then what can be misery in one's life? There can be no misery, because Krishna is the one who uproots all the miseries. So Lord replied that I will fulfill all your desires, and now you have come to Goloka Vrindavan, and you said no one is accepting you. I will give you all my divine qualities and all my glories, and from today I will accept you as my wife. And you mentioned that you don't have any name and your name is like Adhika, Mala, etc. From today onwards, I will give you my name, and that is Purushottama. Purushottama Maas ki jai. Shri Purushottama Maas ki jai. Shri Purushottama Maas ki jai. So that is the power of taking shelter of the Lord. From Mala to Purushottam. What a transformation. From a month which had nothing, the Lord gave all the divine qualities to that month, to Malamas. And not only that, the Lord accepted her as his wife. And from today, no one can say that you don't have any name or any shelter. We are anath only until we have not taken shelter of Krishna. So what anath means, nath means master, and means no master. In India, the people or the kids who don't have mother or father, typically, people call them anath. That they don't have a master, they don't have a caretaker. But the scriptures explain that the real anath is not a person who does not have mother or father. The real anath is the one who has not taken shelter of Krishna. Because one could have, mother or father, husband or friends, but one could be still without the shelter of the Lord. The Lord wants to give the shelter, but the conditioned soul does not want to take shelter. That's the problem. I was just reading about Ravana. Ravana, the Lord told, when Vibhishana came to take shelter of Lord, the Lord said, even if Ravana comes, I will give shelter to him. Even if one says, oh my Lord, I am yours, once, then I am ready to forget all his past and give him full shelter and give him prema bhakti. But the problem was that Ravana, because of his insatiable desires and lust, did not want to take shelter. That's the problem with conditioned soul. He does not want to take shelter of the Lord. The Lord, who is ready to give everything, but it is because of my own selfish desires I'm not taking full shelter. That's the Ravana propensity within. So the glories of Purushottama, Lord Krishna continued, talking to now the name was given Purushottama Maas, not Mal Maas anymore, that I will become your protector. I will become your Nath. He is the real Nath. One who has taken shelter of him is not a Nath. One who has no shelter of the Lord is real, actually without mastery. And from today, your month is my month. And I will be pleased with anyone who performs bhakti in this month with devotional austerities in this month. Whoever follows this month will come back home, back to Godhead. Of this, there is no doubt. The Lord is speaking that. And whoever will not follow this month is disrespecting the Supreme Lord. So the Malmas was given the name of Purushottamas. And all the holy places in the world reside in the person who observes the Purushottama Vrata or follows the Purushottamas. There is a nice shloka. Let me share that with all of you. So what it says here, that in Padma Purana, there's a verse, Akama Sarva Kamova Yo Adhika Mas Prapujyet Karmani Bhasmat Kritva Mam Iveshyasi Asanshayam. Akama Sarva Kamova. Same verse which came in the Bhagavatam. The first line is exactly same. Whether one has no desires or all desires. Yo, that person, Adhik Masa Prapujyet, one who worships Adhik Mas, one who follows this Adhik Mas, this Purushottam Mas. Karmani Bhasma. Bhasma is, we have heard this, it's like ashes. All the past karma, kota, is destroyed, is burned to ashes. And he will come to me. Mame Veshasi asanshaya. Sanshaya means doubt. There is no doubt. Asanshaya means no doubt. That person will surely come to me, Lord Krishna is saying. So what will happen? Who would share the two things? What happened when it follows as per this shloka? Yes, Nayan Prabhu, please tell the two things as per this shloka which will happen.
If we engage ourselves in devotional service in this month, in the Mala month, and also do more chanting, more kirtan, then Krishna promise that we'll definitely go to Krishna, and it will destroy all the past activities, past misdeed.
Thank you. Karmani Bhasmat. And that person will come to me. Thank you, Prabhu. Very nice you mentioned. So the Lord continued to speak more glories and more glories. And the lesson here is that the Dukhi turns to Sukhi. The Mal Mas Devi, who was completely, in the state of dejection, disapproval, wanting to commit suicide. Now the Lord has accepted her as his own husband. Another pastime comes from Chaitanya Charitamrit, the life and pastimes of Lord Chaitanya, that Krishna can dry the ocean of grief in this material world. Dukhi was the servant, she was a simple, poor maid servant of Srivas Thakur, who was an associate of Lord Chaitanya. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivas Adi Gaur Bhakta Vindas. Amongst the Panch Tattva is Srivas. So Srivas Thakur, and that's where the Lord used to perform his Kirtan pastimes in Srivas Angan. For those who haven't been to Mayapur, please keep that in your bucket list. Please go to that place, a very sweet place just next to the birthplace of Lord Chaitanya. So because of Srivas Thakur's association, she had developed a sincere desire to serve everyone and to please the Lord. Her name was Dukhi. That was a Dukhi in India. It basically means very, very miserable. Dukh means misery or unhappiness. So while all the senior devotees were bathing the Lord, Dukhi would just arrange the water cups because she could not go, close. And she would ensure that there is water available for the service. She would not expect any honor. She would not expect anything, unconditionally serving. The Lord, now conditioned soul or others may not recognize who is keeping this water, but can anything be unseen from the eyes of the Lord? Lord has big eyes, Jagannath, very, very big eyes. No one can be unseen, no service in unseen in the eyes of the Lord. Sometimes we may not be able to recognize someone's service, or we may forget that, oh, this person helped in this project or service. But a devotee is not hankering for recognition. The devotee only, the recognition is service. That's the highest level of recognition. I'm just happy with the desire to perform service. Yet at the same time, we should encourage others and appreciate others to the best of our abilities. So the Lord recognized, and the Lord was very pleased, and then the Lord gave her the name Sukhi, the happy one. And she was, completely transformed. Her life was completely transformed. Basically, she got the topmost wealth, and that is Krishna Prema. So the Lord gave her the highest treasure. In Bhagavad Gita also it is said, Maline mochanam pumsam jalasnana dine dine sakrit gita amritasnana sansara malanashanam. Maline, that 2 times this in Gita Mahatmya text 3, this word comes mala. We also have to cleanse our mala. That's the real meaning of this Malmas. The Vaishnavacharyas explain that this is actually not a Malmas. This is a month to purify the mala or the impurities of our heart. And how can we purify those impurities? By reading Bhagavad Gita. Maline mochanam pumsam jalasnana dine dine. As we take bath to purify the outside body. If we don't take bath, the body will smell bad and will get disease and etc. Similarly, what about the inside dirt, the inside stool, lust, anger, greed, envy? This month is specially meant to take the maximum advantage of that golden opportunity that this is like surcharged with Krishna's potency. Krishna gave the deity his own name and invested all his potency in this month. The presiding deity is the Lord himself. So why should we not take advantage? If something in the material world, we say is if something is given, let's say $100 thing, like $100 product is available for $5, and you were kind of thinking to get that product. So who will buy that product? Anyone will buy that product? And you were kind of thinking, let's say it's a bike for your child. And on a regular price was $100 and now it is available for $5. Will you buy for your son or daughter? Right? You were thinking to buy that. You wanted that. So we all want Krishna Prema. We all want to purify our own self, right? Yes or yes, everyone? So now that is available in this month very, very easily if we follow it sincerely. So why should we not take advantage of this month? Every intelligent person will take advantage and will cleanse oneself from all the impurities. Nashta prayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata se. That's what the verse we read every day. From all the abhadra, abhadra means impurities, will be destroyed by nityam bhagavata sevaya, by constantly chanting, reading, hearing, etc. So Purushottama Maas is the Maas of Lord Krishna himself. And Krishna forgives all the sins, no matter how much sins one may have committed in the month. Although we should not intentionally try, but even if unknowingly things happen, God is very merciful. The Lord forgives. So any reflections so far? After that I'll share a story about Pandavas, and then I'll talk about what should be done in this month. But before we move on, let's take 1 or 2 reflections. Anyone would like to share any reflections so far? Reflections mean something really struck you, or something, you know, really touched your heart, and you want to paraphrase or reiterate that or something similar. That's kind of a reflection. Pune Mataji? Oh, yes, Sudhir Prabhu.
No, no, Mataji can. I'll go next.
Okay, please tell.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I'm just listening. For now, one thing, when it was used to call Malamasha, and she went to Sri Krishna, Lord Purushottama, and he just gave her his name. So I think Lord is so merciful and so loving. He does not even care what he's giving to his devotee. He will just give away even his name. He don't worry about what he's giving. That really struck me.
That's awesome. The Lord gives himself to his devotee. He's willing to sell himself to his devotee. Isn't that amazing? Very nice. Thank you. Yes, one more and then you'll hear a story. Who wants to hear a story about Pandavas and Draupadi? Everyone knows about the 5 names of Pandavas and Draupadi, Mata? Okay. So, Sudhir Prabhu, you want to share something before we move?
No, Prabhuji, we can continue. Yeah, similar.
Perfect. Thank you. Once upon a time, this is a story from Padmapura. Lord Krishna reached Kamyavan to see Pandavas. And they were in their exile period. Of course, we discussed today, in His Grace Charu Prabhu mentioned, that when Krishna is pruning or trimming us, it is just for our good. At that point, we may not be able to comprehend what's going on, but when a gardener trims off some of the branches, the intention, because the gardener is expert in the science of trees. Similarly, when Krishna takes off something, it is just for us to grow further in the path of bhakti. So Pandavas were going through a pruning phase, and they were in Kamyavan, eating only fruits and kandamul, etc., the trees, and then very little misery. And then the Lord said, actually, you didn't follow this month. That's one of the reasons. This Purushottama month. And then Draupadi said, well, what about me? And then comes the story of Medhavi Rishi. So there was a Brahman Rishi, his name was Medhavi. And he had a daughter who was also very illustrious. So Rishi was so much involved in spiritual duties that he kind of forgot to take care of the marriage of his daughter. And time passed by, the age was increasing, the father, Medhavi Rishi, died, and the girl was left alone. So no mother, no father, no husband, no relatives, and the girl's friends were getting married. And like how when one friend gets married and the others are, so the talks about marriage keep floating. And so she was feeling that all my friends got married and I didn't get married, and etc. So she was alone and feeling dejected. And there happened to come Durvasa Muni. And Durvasa Muni, being the friend of Medhavi Rishi, who had already passed away, told this girl, happened to meet this girl, and the girl explained the reason for her distress. That, see, I'm not married. Everyone else in my age group is married, and I'm very much suffering, etc. Durvasa Muni said, okay, I'll try to help you. Don't worry, all your problems will be solved. Take shelter of Lord Krishna. This month is coming. The Purushottama month is coming very soon. So, and Durvasa Muni shared the glories of Purushottama month, which we just discussed, as the Supreme Lord told to Purushottama, when Lord Vishnu and Malamas Devi was present. So all the glories, all from different scriptures, Durvasa Muni shared the same. And this daughter of self, this is too much. You are cheating me. You are exaggerating the glories of Purushottama month. You're saying this is the best month. This is called Malmas. This is stool month, actually. This is the worst of all months. So basically she disrespected this month which is actually not different from Krishna. Disrespecting Krishna or disrespecting his paraphernalia or Bhagavatam or books is actually disrespecting the Lord. So Durvasa Muni, we know that he gets angry very fast, is an incarnation of Lord Shiva. And what happened? He got angry. And he said, well, I'm trying to help you and giving you a spiritual solution to all your problems, but you are just talking nonsense. I'm telling you from bona fide scriptures. And Durvasa said, I curse you that you will lose all your beauty. And, you know, the power of curse of Durvasa Muni, we all have heard multiple stories that you have offended this month. So Durvasa Muni cursed and said, well, you will lose all your beauty. Now the problem further increased because already she was not getting married and now she lost her beauty also. The chances of marriage are even, you know, further decline. What to do, what to do, what to do. Then she started to worship Lord Shiva. 9,000 years she worshipped Lord Shiva. And then Lord Shiva appeared on scene. His Ashutosh got easily pleased. And Shivji asked, what do you want? The girl was ecstatic. Patim Dehi, Patim Dehi, Patim Dehi, give me husband, husband, I want a husband. She said 5 times. So 5 times in excitement, she said, I want a husband. Lord Shiva said, Tathastu, so be it. You will get 5 husbands because that's what you asked for. Well, the lesson is that she didn't really wanted 5 husbands, but she, in excitement, asked. So a very, very important lesson. A sober person should be equipoised. One who neither rejoices nor grieves, who neither laments nor desires, who neither renounces both auspicious and inauspicious things. Such a devotee is very dear to me. So basically, in the times of distress, we should not be too dejected. And in the times we hear something, you know, good news, we should not be too ecstatic about it. We should try to maintain our equilibrium. It's a great lesson. Well, this girl didn't maintain the equilibrium. As a result, she asked 5 times. And then when Lord Shiva said, you'll get 5 husbands, the girl said, no, I want only 1 husband. I don't want that. So, well, Shivji said, well, you only asked it. Now it cannot be undone. But since you are requesting so much, I can make this happen in your next life. And in the next life, that girl, of the daughter of Medhavi Rishi, became Draupadi, the wife of 5 husbands. And of course, these are eternal associates of the Lord. This is an external reason. The internal reason is the Lord wants to, you know, have different pastimes. So Lord Krishna, you know, came to the Pandavas while they were in the Kamya one. So then they followed this Purushottam month, all Pandavas and Mata Draupadi, which they had previously not followed. So by following this Purushottama Maas, it is said that they also got rid of all their problems. And as we discussed, this Adhik means extra. There's extra mercy there, extra sale, spiritual sale, extra potency in this month because it is Lord's own month. Alpa Seva Bahumani. Lord does not consider any offenses. Even little service, he magnifies it. Lord Jagannath has big eyes, like telescope or like microscope, like a magnifying glass, to expand. When someone does little service, chants 1 round, Lord, wow, my devotee is chanting 1 round. He gives 1 Bhagavad Gita to some of his friend. Wow, my devotee gave Bhagavad Gita to his friend or neighbor. On the contrary, Lord Ranganatha's eyes are always closed or very hardly open. So that's showing that Lord does not see when it's time to see the offense, the Lord closes his eyes. When there is time to see good, the Lord magnifies his eyes. And that's a quality which we should also try to learn. When it's time to see the bad thing in others, we should close our eyes. We should see bad in our own self. When it's time to see good in others, we should open our eyes very wide and bright so that we can see always good in others and try to absorb that in our lives. So more glories. So this is the story about Pandavas and Draupadi. One who follows Purushottama, this is from Padma Puran and Skanda Puran, and following one Purushottam Vrata is equivalent to following 1,000 Kartik Vrata. Can you imagine? Just by bathing in the holy river during Purushottam, one becomes sinless. So you can't bathe in the holy river. You can't maybe go to Ganga Yamuna, but we have discussed a nice way. Gange cha Yamune chaiva Godavari Saraswati Narmada Sindhu Kaveri Jalesmin Sannidhim Kuru. Before we bathe, we can invite all the holy rivers, Ganga, Yamuna, Saraswati, Kaveri, Narmada Sindhu, etc., Godavari. Please come and reside in this water, and then we can use for bathing, we can use for cooking, etc. So we can do at least this much, especially in the times of COVID, we can't travel. So we must do this. This is not complex. We must try to do this. And so many glories are mentioned. Valmiki Muni says, maybe let some devotees read it. So I'll share my screen. Would someone like to read point number 4? Valmiki Muni? Vipul Prabhu?
Yes, sir. Valmiki Muni, by observing Purushottama Brata, one attains more benefit than performing 100 horse sacrifices. All holy places live within the body of a Purushottama month, Ratri, Brati. Anyone who faithfully performs Purushottama Brata will go to Golok Vrindavan. Hare Krishna.
So anyone who follows this month, thank you, Vipul Prabhu, will go to back home, back to Godhead. So we don't need to perform Ashwamedh Yagya or horse sacrifice, which is not the method for this age. Simply by observance of this month, one is doing all that. And Ashwamedh Yagya is no easy thing. We have discussed in Bhagavatam how Prithu Maharaj was doing, and then Indra used to come in the middle. It would take decades and decades to do that. One this month only one can do so much. Residence in Holy Dham in the month of Purushottam yields thousands of times more benefit. So how can we reside in Holy Dham? Who would like to share that? Let's see. Anyone would like to share? How can we follow this? Because we are in Tampa Dham. Karthik Prabhu, please tell your thoughts on this.
Well, I guess for devotees, they make their home as a temple. So you can experience all the holy dhams by being at your own comfort. One of the best ways is to chant the names of the Lord, and the other way is to nowadays, like we have means where like there are a lot of videos on the YouTube about different yatras. So what I have been doing, or with my mom, or we all have been doing, is once a week we are like watching a video of a holy dham. So like some of the devotees who have already visited to those places have very nicely taken the whole videos, and they have explained the significance of that place and the dham. So one of the ways for us to engage and experience the holy dhams just being at the comfort of our own homes is by hearing about them and watching those holy dhams on YouTube. That's one thought.
Thank you, Prabhu. That's very nice. So we are where our mind is. So even if we are here, but if our mind is in Govardhan, in Vrindavan, in Mayapur, so actually we are there. It's a very good idea to absorb or to remember about those holy places and to make our home a holy place. How can we do that? By chanting, by reading Bhagavatam, by doing Sankirtan, etc., chanting bhajans, inviting Vaishnavas if possible, etc. So in that way we can also do this. The Purushottam month acts like a desire fulfilling tree for the devotee. So any desires, spiritual desires, any desires we have, we should have spiritual desires, will be fulfilled. So there are so many glories. When all the karmic reactions of bad karma is burned, is the best of the month because Krishna overlooks all the aparadhas. Ishvara Swabhaver Bhaktir na lai aparadha. He does not, look the aparadha. So basically it's the month where the mercy is condensed. And the Lord is so merciful. He's our best friend. He's our best well-wisher, mother, father. Because we are so entangled in Maya, He has arranged this month so that we can try to develop some attraction towards the Lord. And even in this world where everyone is dukhi, can try to offer something extra, adhik, in the month of this Purushottama Maas or Adhika Mas. Now the question may come, there are a lot of glories about one who is following this vrata. So what are these glories and what does this vrata mean? How can we follow this? So this may be a question. So let's, plan something. And again, I'm not going to ask you what are your vows. So it's everyone's unique, independent choice. But here are some suggested things as per scriptures. Most important is to do bhakti very, very intensely. And we just heard in that bhajan, Shravana, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, the 9 processes of bhakti. And the most important limb is Shravanam, hearing about the name, form, qualities of the Lord. So we must do that to the best of our abilities and absorb in hearing Harikatha, reading Krishna books, Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya Charitamrita, etc. daily. We should try to sing bhajans and kirtans, especially glorifying Radha Krishna, like Radha Krishna Pranamora, Yugala Kishora, Jayo Radha Madhava, Jayo Radhe Jayo Krishna Jayo Vrindavan, Shri Govinda Gopinath Madana Mohan. So just Google ISKCON Vaishnava Songbook. There are so many beautiful bhajans. So we must try to sing those. There is Chaurashtakam, Jagannatashtakam, Nandanandanashtakam. These bhajans are specially recommended in this month. So we must try to sing these bhajans every day. Every day you can pick the same bhajan or pick different bhajans. That's fine. All approved bhajans, not any which are in the Vaishnava songbook by our acharyas. And if you don't have a Radha Krishna picture in your home, I would encourage not the deities, not the metal or the brass deities, but at least for this month, if you don't have Radha Krishna picture, you can put maybe from whatever Radha Krishna deities appeal to your heart the most, whether it is Radha Madhav from Mayapur or Radha Vrindavan Chandra from New Vrindavan, or Radha Shamasundar from Vrindavan or New Vrindavan, Raman Reti Alachua. So you can put some picture. They take a color picture, take a frame, Dollar Tree has in $1 you get a decent frame if you want a better one, The idea is to put a picture and offer something. So you can offer to the Radha Krishna deities. And picture is also a bona fide form of the 8 forms of deities. 8 ways to deities can manifest. One of them is like the ink or paper. So chant the shloka Govardhan Dharam Vande. I'll talk about that very soon. Must offer ghee lamp If you forget everything, don't forget this thing. Ghee lamp. How we do in Kartik? Kartik we offer to Damodar deity, the Krishna baby form bound by the Ukhala or the grinding mortar. But in this we offer to Radha Krishna deity. And to worship Radha Krishna, rise early in the Brahma Muhurat hours. So an hour and a half before sunrise. Get up early, get ready, take bath, etc. And then chant your rounds. And we should try to chant extra, since Kirtanam is one of the main limbs of bhakti. So in this month, for those who are chanting 2 rounds, can chant 4 rounds. Those who are chanting 4 can chant 6 or 8. Those who are chanting 8 can chant 10 or 12. Those who are chanting 12 can chant 16. Those who are chanting 16 can chant 18, 20, 25. Again, I am not going to ask you what you are doing. If you want to share, that's your personal choice. I am very happy to hear and listen and suggest. That can be done on a one-to-one basis. But ultimately, these are like smart vows, smart in goal setting, they do smart goals. It should be specific. Well, if I say I will improve bhakti, that's not a smart goal. The S is an acronym. S means specific, M means measurable, A is achievable. It should not be I'll chant 100 rounds every day. Well, you may chant one day, but we'll not be able to follow our vrata for the whole month. R is like realistic, and T is time bound. Okay, I will for this month I will read 30 minutes of Bhagavad Gita every day, or 30 minutes of Bhagavatam. So it should be specific, it should be measurable. If at the end of month, will you be able to measure that? Will I be able to measure, oh, I improved in bhakti? Probably not. But if we take some of these things or all of these things, this is our own choice, then we'll be able to measure that I took 8 of these things, these vratas. This is my vow to Krishna, and I will chant this much, I will read this much, I will offer ghee lamp, I will offer daily flowers to the deity, I will read Bhagavad Gita chapter 15 called Purushottama Yoga. These are is also very good. Performing austerity. Austerity basically means tapa. So we can try to refrain from things which are very dear to us as a sacrifice to the Lord. It could be for someone a food item. Again, don't compromise on your health. Don't the health is important. But the idea is it could be anything you're attached to. It could be movies for some. It could be TV for some. It could be watching things which are wasting our time. It could be gossiping. It could be something which we're attached to. So we all know what it should be, so we can fill in that and do something for the pleasure of the Lord. Voluntarily done tapasya, austerity is very good. Attentive chanting of the holy names. So try to chant more. We have discussed that. More, very, very important. Don't blaspheme any devotee or Shastra or Purushottamans or the cows, saints, etc. Don't do that. Be more focused and attentive towards the vows of initiation, if already one is taken, and these vows. Offer charity. This is very good month to offer charities to the Brahmanas, Vaishnavas, cows, etc. Donate scriptures, book distribution to Vaishnavas. Feed Vaishnavas, Prashadam, cows, other living entities. Visit holy places if possible. Bathe in the sacred rivers if possible. And vow of celibacy, very, very important. So one should practice brahmacharya and truthfulness during this time. Has lots of pious, if one wants to, this is optional if possible, and if one's health allows to sleep on the floor, this is not, all these things are just helping us to be more focused in our remembering of the Lord. Offer tulsi leaves, fruits, flowers, etc. to the Lord, or at least something. If not, at least offer, one devotee said, what can I offer? The Lord has Vajanti Mala garland full of flowers. extraordinary divine flowers. Will the Lord accept my flowers? Can I offer some, fruit? Golok Vrindavan full of fruits. Lakshmi Pati, can I offer some charity? What can I offer? I can offer my ego. So that's also when we say Dandavat, I am offering my ego to the Lord. That I am your servant. I am prostrating my head. The head is the best part of the body. I can live without a finger, but can I live without a head? No. We can live without a limb, hand or leg or toes, but we can't live without the head. Is the most crucial part of the body. All parts are important, but head has a relatively high significance. So Dandavat means offering our ego, that I place my lowly head at your lotus feet, oh my Lord. So few more things which we can do as these shlokas. Govardhanadharam vande gopalam goparupinam gokula utsavamishanam govindam gopika priyam. O lifter of Govardhan hill, Govardhanadharam vande, I offer my respectful obeisance unto you. Gopala goparupinam, you have taken the form of a gopala, of a cowherd boy. And then Gokula Utsava Me Ishanam. You are the Isha. You are the Lord, the master of everyone. Govindam Gopika Priyam. You are the dearmost to the gopis and to the cows and to the senses. So this mantra you can try to learn and offer. Some devotees say that we can offer this 33 times. So if you are feeling inspired, you can take maybe 33 flowers or 33 tulasi leaves or 33 manjaris and chant a mantra, offer at the lotus feet of the Lord, a manjari, chant a mantra, offer at the lotus feet, Govardham Dharam Vande Gopala Goparupinam Gokula Utsavam Ishanam Govindam Gopika Priyam, and offer the tulasi. Doesn't take a lot of time. Again, at least chant few times, if not 33 times. Vande Navaghana Shama Dvibhujam Murlidharam Pitambaram Devam Sharadam Pitambara Dharam Devam Saradham Purushottamam. Vande Navaghana Shama, who has taken the complexion of a dark monsoon cloud. I offer mine. Vande Navaghana Shama. Dvibhujam, he has two-handed form. Murlidharam, holding the beautiful murli or flute. Pitambara, the lotus garment. Dharam, who is wearing those lotus garment. Devam, he is the supreme Lord. He is the most beautiful. Purushottamam, the best amongst the human beings. I offer my respectful obeisance unto that supreme Lord. So basically this brings us to the end of our presentation. So we discuss what is Adhika Mas, why is it called Mal Mas, why it comes extra month, how it got the name of Purushottama Mas, what was the story behind Medhavi Rishi's daughter and Draupadi, what is the glories of Purushottama Mas, and how we can follow it. So again, anyone who hears the glories of this Purushottama Mas gets the Phala Shruti goes back home, back to Godhead. And anyone who follows these vows, which we just discussed, about 20 points were there. And always, if you want this I can always share this content with you in a written form also, the slides, etc. So let's take this month very, very sincerely and try to follow all, or most, if not all, the do's and refrain from the don'ts. There are certain do's and don'ts. The goals of all the do's and don'ts is to bring us closer to Krishna and to remember Sri Radha and Krishna more. And if one does that, especially in this month, which is Lord's month, full of unlimited potency of the Lord, one will certainly, it is not an exaggeration, it is not any Tom, Dick, Harry speaking. The scriptures are speaking. Lord Krishna is personally speaking. Narad Muni is speaking. Padma Puran is speaking. And we heard how Medhavi Rishi's daughter fell. This is too much. No, this is too much. You are too much exaggerating. You ISKCON people exaggerate too much. This is not like that. This is Guru Sadhu Shastra. So one must follow it to the best of one's ability. And the kingdom of God, back home, back to God, it is awaiting where Lord Krishna is awaiting for all of his children, all of you who are such wonderful devotees. So with that, I'd like to stop here. If you felt inspired, it is all the mercy of Guru Sadhu Shastra. If there are any comments and corrections or any mistakes, they are my personal shortcomings. I'm happy to receive any corrections or feedback so I can try to improve my services. So thank you so much for giving this chance. We can take some comments, corrections, or any reflections at this point. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Very nice, Prabhuji. You have, enlightened us with Purushottam. So let's all say 3 times Hari Bol to Shubha Vilas Prabhu loudly. Hari Bol! Hari
Hari
Haribol,
Bol.
Haribol,
Haribol.
Haribol, Haribol.
Haribol.
Any comments, questions, thoughts?
So, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna, lot of teachings, lot of new things, lot of learning. Thanks for the class. So, I don't know whether you know that in Bengali, Durga Puja is a very huge festival. So, actually, Durga Puja was postponed this time 1 month for this small mass. So, it will be done after the small mass over. So, Mahalaya is happening in few days. And then it's supposed to be in 2 weeks, Durga Puja started, but it will be happening more than a month after. But that is a Karmakanda. As we're in Karmakanda, we have so much ignorance and shortcomings. Now coming to the right path, we're knowing that this mass actually, we should do all the pujas and all the things. So thank you, Prabhuji, for sharing and taking all this misconception out of us. Thank you.
Yeah, that is actually a very good point, Prabhuji. Actually, I was hearing to, I think, so actually, in this month, the reason, we don't need to do any, like marriages or anything, so that we can completely devote our devotion to Lord Krishna. Otherwise, if there is a marriage, we spend maybe like, 1 day, 2 days, some people spend like 15 days for a marriage, right? So, but this time can be utilized completely for the devotion of Krishna, and you have explained very nicely all the points, we can increase, that is, I think, a very good thing, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Sudhir Prabhu. Very nice comment.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, this is Casey. What day is the beginning of this month?
It begins from 17th of October in the
17th
Tampa
of
region.
October. Beautiful.
Yes.
September.
Thank you so much.
Oh, sorry, September. Thank you,
September.
Prabhu. Yeah.
Okay.
It's,
Haribol.
yes, Thursday,
Thursday.
the coming Thursday.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Correct. Anything else, anyone? Okay, so let's pray so we can take the maximum advantage of this month, and the do's and don'ts are shared. So you can frame your own vows, and if you need any help, I'm always there at your service. But the idea is to do something extra, which we were not doing on the regular days. So I'm speaking for myself. So we must try to take the maximum advantage of this month. Okay, shall we stop? Any other comments, questions? Anyone has?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, please share that shlokas and that presentation.
Sure. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I'll put in the groups. Anything else? Okay, we'll stop here. Thank you so much. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, श्री पुरुषोत्तम मास की जय, श्री पुरुषोत्तम मास की जय, श्री पुरुषोत्तम मास की जय, श्री प्रभुपाद की जय. Thank you so much.
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.